They're like a
Doesn't look like it.
All right, so we're gonna go with SS is like you're broken, banned every game. S plus is gods that don't necessarily need to be banned, but are probably gonna get first picked. Your S tier for me are gonna. This are so many. Why are there pluses? I hate fucking minuses in this.
Just start at S and go down to. You just don't put anything in SS and S plus.
Yeah, we'll do that. No S. Yeah, okay, that's a good plan. No, we'll do S plus. I think I can manage S plus. So S plus is gonna be your broken, OP, gotta be banned. S tier is gonna be you're more than likely first picked, possibly banned second, whatever. S minus is your like top gods that are right there, almost OP, just not quite. A plus are your gods that are getting through the picks and bans almost every game and getting picked almost every game. A tier, basically can be played, isn't gonna be in every single team comp. A minus is where you're starting to get into like your niche picks, whatever you want to fucking say. B is going to be garbage. C is going to be garbage. D is going to be garbage for me. This will be like a B tier example is like Odin, where really Odin every game isn't good, but if the other team picks a whole bunch of fucking healing, Odin's great. So I'm going to put him in B because he can't be played every game, but in that certain situation, he'll make B. C and D are just garbage. I probably will just throw random gods in there. So with that broken down, we'll go into Agni. Agni's actually better now because you do a lot of solo clearing level 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put Agni at like an A. Pretty solid pick, but won't be played every single game. Muzan Cab. I don't. Oh, God damn it, we got a dono.
I'm a member of Week 3 N Clan on PS4. Are you affiliated?
Should be. That should be Wraithen's clan. Macab, thank you for the $3. Anyway, AMC. I don't see AMC getting played still just because
I've got your back.
Rotating and fucking getting ganked is going to be a problem. Zarias, thank you for the sub. So I'm putting AMC down here at like B, where maybe there's going to be situations where like the other team just has the fucking no dive, or you have like the perfect protection comp and you whip out an AMC. Opwash is poo poo. I'm going to put Opwash at C. I really don't. Maybe somebody pulls him out. I don't think so. I think like garbage tier. Ama still fine, can be played most situations, has a good early game. Clear sucks early, like 1 to 2, 3, but can fight and can be okay. On her, really good right now. I like on her. I think on her you'll see a lot, so I'm gonna put him in A plus. It's not like he can be played, or like obviously he can be played. I think he'll be played a lot, so we're throwing him there. Anubis, I don't see getting played very much. More situational. So I'm gonna throw him in B. Ao Kwang, A minus, where not necessarily a situational pick. Like it's not gonna be a team comp where you're like, I want Quang. You might see a Kepri and think Quang would be nice, but it's not like, all right, Quang here. It's not automatic. This is going to be more like fucking maybe Homofae loves Ao Quang and you see Ao Quang all the time from him, but not from other junglers. So that's my A minus on Quanger Banger. And that's pretty much just because his early game is shit. His clear is shit. There aren't a lot of items that buffed Quanger Banger. I just don't see a lot coming out of that god. Aphrodite, another really super situational. They nerfed out of combat healing, but buffed in combat healing. And I kind of like it. They added a lot of items that makes Aphrodite have potential to be played. It's just very, very one of those things where like I think somebody's gonna like Aphrodite, like Kiki is gonna fucking love, not literally Kiki, but Kiki or somebody will love Aphrodite and can get away with it because they just play it perfectly. But every player will not be playing this god. You don't have clear in lane. You're really looking to just fucking snowball somebody in the late game. Like you want to get to the mid game and then just take a Kali, take a fucking ADC, take someone into the late game and just go through. Apollo. We said we aren't doing. Yeah, we're doing S plus. Apollo's S plus.
Right.
What is that?
I said okay.
Yeah, Apollo is fucking broken. His wave clear is disgusting. His ability to poke. I think he'll be played in more than just the ADC role. You might see him in solo or somewhere else. Just because his ability to wave clear at level 1 is really good. His rotations with global fucking broken. Really all they did was change some items that make him good and also made it so his clear on his 1 goes through all the creeps and fucks them up. So you're gonna see Apollo picked or banned every single fucking game. 100%. 100 fucking percent. Arachne, another A minus tier for me. The items didn't change Arachne too much. Might get played very occasionally, kind of like before. With the new builds, more than likely just because you have like the full movement speed bullshit. You've got people trying new things. You've got Heartseeker. That might make somebody like Arachne. Most people won't be playing Arachne. It won't be in every team comp. It won't be like, all right, what junglers do I want? I want Arachne. No, it's not gonna replace like your fucking Thors and stuff like that. It's just not gonna happen. The other junglers got too much better. Ares, I think, is really, really good right now. I'm gonna throw Ares in A plus. While you lack in the wave clear, it's just the potential out of all the other roles. I really think like Guardians and shit can be played in the jungle. I think you're gonna have crazy aggressive team comps with very little like hard, like no Guardians in a team comp other than an Ares. Like no true Guardians, no Athenas, no Ymirs. You might see a team comp where you have fucking 2 ADCs, a hard mage, a hard assassin, and a fucking Ares, and just be going all in. I think that is something that is very likely to be seen from some of the team comps in the SPL. Artemis, I actually think Artemis can be played very easily. I think she does well against Apollo, does well against some of the other hunters, obviously as counter matchups. So it's going to be one of those gods that can be picked or going to be picked whenever you really need it when it comes up. It's not going to be a situational. It's not going to be where Barracuda is the only person that plays Artemis. I'm guessing Panicat is going to pull out Artemis again. That's my assumption. I think Athena is going to be A plus. Sorry, not S plus. A plus in the jungle and more like an A in the support role. Global Alt broken. The new items that allow Athena to get like basically Athena's first 4 items are all 2100 gold or some shit. You get boots, you get the helm, Dynasty Blade helm, which is 1700. You get that other new item that's 1700 that when you taunt, you give your team 10 penetration. You get some fucking a pen for yourself, and then you get some life, and you get a rod, and your Athena jungle is insane. I think it has potential in the support role, mainly because of the spam taunting, the fact that you are trying to clear waves, and Athena can maybe not be the best clear, but can get through waves and rotate really fast and be just fine with that. I don't know if you'll see Athena in solo or not too much, but jungle for sure, at least out of the people who like Guardians. So I think it was Repicos, fucking, what was the guy on Sanguine? He was really good on Sanguine. Do you remember him, J Titter?
Oh yeah, the guy from Africa.
Yeah, he was a beast. He'll probably be playing it. A lot of the people who like Guardians before, I think, will be more tailored towards
Cheerio.
Athena. Yeah, Cheerio. Yeah, Cheerio. Yeah, Stone of Binding is the item, by the way. Awilix is going to be A tier. Great early game. Great ability to fight. Great in team fights. You don't have to have a team of knockups to have a chance to play Awilix. You can pretty much play it whenever you want. She's not broken, and she's not like undertuned at all. I think Bacchus, another support that can just be played whenever you're feeling it. Your wave clear is not too good, so it's more than likely going to be a god you're picking for a specific, maybe not specific reason in the game, but the game is just allowing it. It's not so much you're a Bacchus player playing Bacchus all the time. I think every support will probably pull out Bacchus at some point or another. I'm going to put Baca. So Baca for me has been like all over the place. I don't think he's broken. I don't even know that he's going to be really good. I'm hesitant to put him in A+. I haven't seen enough of him to do that, so I'm going to put him in A. I think the fact that they reverted, or they didn't revert, they made it so fires can't be eaten at level 1, made Baca kind of fall off a little bit from solo lane. The fact that Baca used to be able to start at fire giants, eat the creep, and run the lane was kind of disgusting. You could never contest the fucking fire creeps. Pretty much always went to Baca unless he was super far behind. So for me, Baca's going to be A tier. Might be able to get away with it. What? You don't think so?
You'd pick AO on below Awilix and both Baca?
Wait,
you
what?
Put them at the same level?
No, I wouldn't.
No? Right.
No, not even close. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think Quang is good. Like, you can't clear. It's hard as fuck to clear, which is because you start in the solo right now pretty much as a jungler or mid. Sure, you can get away with like getting a Quang. You could fucking randomly go to mid lane or just do some different starts, try to get away with it, but it's a little risky. With Baca, I'm not talking about Baca jungle either. I'm talking about Baca solo. I would not play Baca in the jungle right now. Baca can potentially be played in the solo lane. Not going to be top tier. Just not going to happen. You're going to have the times where you want to play it and the times where you don't. Bastet, haven't seen much of Bastet, but because of the Bluestone start, you're going Bumba's Bluestone on Bastet on a lot of the assassins that are ability based. I think we might see more Bastet. I think the early game isn't as shitty. Your wave clear at level 1's probably not that great, but the fact that you have an early power spike-ish from your double ability combo is going to be nice. Bellona, I love Bellona right now. This is going to be me going out on a little whim. I think Bellona's going to be A+. Bellona in the jungle works again. I shit you not, it works again. Being able to start either Bumba's Boots 2 or Bumba's Death Toll and have this high sustain from your cleave on your 2 is really nice for just being like a laning jungler almost. It's really, really useful. I wouldn't be surprised if Bellona's played in solo lane a decent amount. Your wave clear is pretty good, super safe, does a fuck ton of damage. Also, like I said, the jungle is where I'm focusing on. I like the jungle. Bellona solo has potential, so A+. He's not going to be picked every single game, but I think it will be a priority. I think these 4 gods right here will be high priority in a lot of situations. Kraken's going to be super situational. Somebody will pull him out, support, jungle, solo, whatever, but it won't be very often. It'll be 1 or 2 players that like it. I think Camazotz will get played a decent amount, but not every game. No reason to prioritize Camazotz. There's nothing that makes him super crazy. Wave clear is fine. Start is fine. You can go Bluestone or Destol. I would probably go Bluestone just to be more aggressive on that god because that's how I like to play. But you can play for the mid or late game. Just go Destol, have a sustain, be good to go. Chalk. I don't really like Chalk. I don't really know where the fuck Chalk's going to be like played consistently, if at all. I don't want to put him in B, but I do. I'm going to put him in A-. I think somebody's going to play him. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's Anubis or AMC level where you have to have a team comp around you. I think somebody's just going to like Chalk, play Chalk. Chunga. I'm putting Chunga in S-. Maybe even S tier. One of these two.
I think S.
I think so too. I think Chunga is fucking disgusting. I think the new items make her insanely good. I think the chalice, what is it? No, the chalice. The bracers on her. That's what I'm looking for. The bracers on her is disgusting as fuck. Solo lane, mid lane, maybe even DJ plays it in the jungle. I don't fucking know. I'm not playing in the jungle, but she'll be played. Chunga will be played for fucking sure. No doubt about it that she gets played a lot. High priority. I think she'll make it through a lot of picks and bans because people will figure they can play around it, which you can, but she just does so well. You hit an ult that hits 2 or 3 people and that person's stunned for 3 seconds with no beads. You pretty much win the fight automatically.
The helms shield of regrowth and like early cooldown is just so good on her. Like she can just do whatever she wants.
Yeah, the item changes. Like everyone heard the anti-healing or the not anti-healing. The healing had been nerfed, but then the items just fucking made these gods so damn good. Chiron for me is gonna be A tier. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's shit. I think you could play him and be fine with it most situations. Chronos. Everyone is super freaking out about the Fatalis being taken out of the 2. I think Chronos is going to be played still. I don't think it's going to be prioritized. I don't think there's going to be one person that plays it. I think multiple people will play Chronos over time once they get over the fact that it's gone. With every god that was doing really well, Chronos was like a top pick at Worlds. With every god that's top pick and then gets nerfed, people stop playing it for like 2 months and then bring it back. I think Chronos will be seen in the SPL a little ways in. Cupid, situational as fuck. I'd say against like the gods that he counters, not she counters. The gods he does well against. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Shibalanke, shit like that. You'll see some Cupid, very situational, very not even team comp based, just person likes to play this into X other god. You'll see it played. Erlang Shen, I still think he's fine. I don't think I'm playing him in the jungle. I think you can live without the cripple. He's not as broken, but he's still very strong. He can be played in solo. He can be a support. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, if you're looking for the pure lockdown on other gods, anyone who can dash, if you're worried they're going to dash and the cripple is a big deal, then you probably won't play him. But in general, he'll be fine. Fafnir for me is going to be S-. I think Fafnir is amazing. I don't think we'll see Fafnir banned against many people just because it leaves way too much open. But Fafnir in general is an amazing support. I don't know what it is about the meta that shifts back and forth. Like Fafnir gets nerfed and then people stop playing him, or like EU was playing some Fafnir and NA wasn't right around Worlds. It's really weird. But I think right now in this meta he does fantastically. I don't know if it's the item changes. I really don't know what specifically it is. But we will see Fafnir likely not gonna be banned, but he'll be played a lot. I think Fenrir is pretty damn good. Putting Fenrir in A+. Heartseeker buff made almost every assassin ability-based assassin really, really good. Obviously, you want to watch your matchups. You might not want to play Fenrir into a Wheelix, but Fenrir will be played more. 110 fucking %. You're probably going to see Adapting playing this motherfucker all the time because he played it before, and now Fenrir is actually good. Freya, S+. I think Freya's broken. I think your really good hunter players like Zatman and Barracuda and those people who can just get away with what they want and play things perfectly all the time, you're going to ban Freya every single game. Freya was already being played around World's time. You buff Fatalis. You fucking made it so Freya works, and you're going to see more Freya. It's just the way Smite is. I think Geb is pretty good. I'm going to put him in A+. Clear, not that great. Team fight potential is really good. You saw Geb a lot at Worlds once again, and nothing really has changed too much for him. So I consider seeing him all the same. I don't think it's going to be much different. Guan for me is going to be A+. Actually, I'm putting Guan in A. The healing changes to all the other gods. Guan wasn't hit with healing changes, right? I'm pretty sure he was one of the only people.
A little bit.
What, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was okay. It was who was it that didn't get touched?
Afro.
Oh yeah, was it? Oh, it was it Afro? I don't know. Somebody didn't get touched. But anyway, Guan is still one of those gods that will get played occasionally. Played into the team comps you like, played with the players you like. He doesn't really get countered by too much. I just think a lot of wave clear is going to be prioritized. People are going to look for the gods that can win their lanes. Solo lane, you're going to want clear at level 1. Mid lane, you're going to want clear at level 1. And duo lane, you're going to want clear at level 1. That's just with the camp spawning, you don't want to lose your camps, so you want to get wave clear and then move to your camps. So Guan, like that, for that reason, I don't think he'll be top pick. Hades has potential in this meta. Some new items that make Hades have potential. I think honestly, the bracers on gods like Hades and shit are really, really good and can be. They're really just the ability to make highlight plays on gods like Hades is just there. Hades, Hebo, I'm gonna put in A. I think Hebo is super undervalued. I don't know. That's just me. Too. Yeah, the bracer does help Hebo too, but I think just in general, like Hebo is good. People are afraid to play him. You're seeing Anubis come out at Worlds. You're seeing these other gods get played. EU said that Aphrodite was good and they wanted to play it at Worlds, but the situation didn't come up. So with people kind of expanding the game, I think Hebo is going to be played. I don't think you need a team comp base around it at all. I do think you're going to want to avoid gods like Fenrir and shit that just hard destroy you. But you can play Hebo. Hell, I'm putting Hell in B. I think Hell is not good still. I think if you're going to play Hell, you're going to have some crazy team comps strategize around it, and that's the only way it's getting played. I think Hercules is pretty strong now, but I'm going to put him in A because I don't think he's the best solo laner. I think that they fixed the heal a little bit, makes him where he'll have potential to be played, but not a top pick at all. Ho Yi, I think, is really good, but I, once again, don't think OP. Nothing changed too much with Ho Yi. You're going to clear the same. You're going to do everything the same, just like all the other seasons before. Unbats, I'm going to put down here at A. I don't think he's great. I don't think his wave clears anything spectacular. I think with Unbats, you're still playing for the mid into late game 100%. You're looking for the really good ults. And you do have the Heartseeker to throw into your build. To have a little bit more ability, have a little bit more burst out of your whatever ability you use first. Your ult, whatever it is, it'll hit a little bit harder. And that might make Unbats be more enjoyable for a lot of the players, especially in the SPL. I have Isis next. Isis is going to be A tier. Isis didn't get played much for a long time. I think people are starting to value the wave clear over just the mid to late game bullshit. And Isis has one of the best early game wave clears, so you'll see Isis a lot. Next up, we got Izanami. I am going to throw Izanami in S tier. Probably the best clearing hunter, I would say.
I got your back.
Oh, we got a sub. We got a resub.
I'm actually a year-long sub week feels.
You're lying, Athena Bo, but thank you for the 2 months. So Izanami can be played pretty much in any role. If you want the clear in that wave, you get it with Izanami. You will see Izanami played. You will see Izanami banned occasionally, but more than likely gets through bans and gets picked the top 1, 2, 3 picks. Janus, broken as fuck. Might not be banned every game, though, just because it's not so broken you can't deal with it. But with CDR being on every fucking ability in the game now, Janus portals are always up. They're all on low cooldown anyway. The ult's always up. They did nerf it a little bit. Thank you, Jifong, for the sub. But they did nerf Janus ult a little bit, but just with CDR, it kind of made up for it. It was like there was almost no nerf. Imagine old ult with even shorter cooldowns on all your other abilities, and you get Janus. Jingwei, I think, is fine. I don't think she was nerfed too hard into the ground. Obviously not a top pick for the reasons of the nerfs, but still pretty good. I have high expectations for Kali. I haven't put too much time into it yet, but I think the fact that the game is a little bit slowed down. Obviously, I was saying you want the wave clear so you don't get invaded and shit like that. But the game is slowed down a little bit. If you lose a speed buff, there's usually another camp for you to take, whether it be the other teams. Your bat camps are worth more now. I think you're looking more towards these games making it to the mid to late game and Kali actually becoming a factor. I'm putting Khepri S-. I think Kepri's great. I think his wave clear is really good. I think his team fight potential is great. The only reason... Oh, yeah, they did buff Khepri. And the only reason I don't want to put Khepri at S tier is because... I'm going to just jump ahead and do another god. Is because of Thanatos. I think Thanatos is one of the best gods in the game right now. really, it's Heartseeker that super is fucking nuts. Plus with the Shield of Regrowth, right? That's the healing.
Yep.
Shield of Regrowth, yeah. With Shield of Regrowth being amazing and Heartseeker being amazing and CDR being pretty easy to get on Thanatos, and the fact that those items also make him a little safe. He's got a little bit of movement from the Heartseeker, got a little bit of health and all the other bullshit CDR from the Shield of Regrowth. You're going to see more Thanatos. So you're not going to be seeing Khepri into Thanatos. It's not going to happen. You don't want to play Khepri into Thanatos. I think if Thanatos is taken out of the game, or if your team has Thanatos, you're going to be looking at Khepri being a high pick on that team. Vulcan, A tier, mainly just because he has the clear, but he's still super situational in terms of like, are you going to fucking hit your abilities and your ult? If you're a good player and you're going to hit most of your shit, go for it. But a little risky. Kumba, I don't like Kumba. I think it's going to be situational in terms of somebody's going to like Kumba and nobody else is. Loki, I'm not so sold on Loki. Still going to have no wave push at level 1, which makes it super risky. I'm putting him down at B, where you have to have some crazy team comp built around getting this Loki ahead and never falling behind. I'm putting Medusa in A+. I like Medusa. They buff Medusa a little bit. She's good at clearing, and clear is important, and plus the early aggression is there for her if you have the wave push. Mercury kind of falls down a little bit for me this next season. Remember, this is all assumed and guessed and just a little bit based on what I've done in scrims and seen from playing the game on the PTS, whether it be casuals or viewer games or scrims or whatever. Mercury's 1 does not proc Heartseeker, so Heartseeker instantly falls out of Mercury's build for me. And that kind of sucks. If it did proc off the 1, I think Mercury would be really good. But because it doesn't, he's not going to get played all the time. Might not be as situational because the items are still there to play around it. You can get the crit. Poison Star is cheaper. You can go first item Poison Star now, which is what I've been doing. And it works. It's just not OP. I think if Heartseeker was a potential build item in the build, then you might see Mercury moved up to A+. Nija is going to be A+ for me. You can start Bumba's Bluestone. That's it. You have a ring bounce and a stun on Nija with the fucking Bluestone. You already had an early game. Now you have an amazing early game. A lot of the gods can synergize with Nija. If you're playing gods like Khepri and shit like that, Nija can hard dive the backline and then be Khepri ulted out. There's just a lot of potential. Neith is going to be A+, simply because of wave clear. Nemesis for me is going to be A+. You have a lot of sustain if you go Death's Toll. You do have the option of winning wave or lane clear because of your sustain, because of that reason. You really should be able to be in and out of the jungle super quickly. You should be able to help your team get pressure everywhere, just like Nemesis was doing before. So I will expect to see a lot of Nemesis. Nike is going to be S tier for me. Jungle and solo. Maybe someone plays it in support. The jungle and solo for sure. Nike, even after all the fucking nerfs, is crazy. You can start Bluestone in the jungle on Nike. Bumba's Bluestone. That's all you got to say. Nike's early game is there. Mid game is 100% there. Late game is 100% there. The god is super fucking strong. And it's simple as that. Nox is going to be A-. I think somebody's like Stealth is just going to come along and love Nox, but it's not going to be a top pick. Same with Nuwa. I think Nuwa is safe. People were playing Nuwa before at Worlds. It wasn't doing great. It was more like some people just liked it because it was safe. Stealth played it. Xenotronics played it. A couple people played it. Once again, going to be just a god people like. Odin, I think, is going to be more in between an A and a B. I put him at A-, and I'm not saying someone's going to love Odin, play Odin all the time. In this case, Odin is going to be picked into any team that has a lot of healing. Because a lot of the healing items are really good, I want to put him in A. But also because he can be countered super hard, I don't want to put him in A. So I'm putting him in between, just in terms of there's comps you're going to pick it in instantly. You're going to see a fucking Sylvanas, a Chunga, whatever. You're going to pick it, and you're going to like it. Or you're going to see a team comp with a bunch of just gods that can't leap out, can't get out of your ult, and you're going to pick it. It won't be a primary pick or a consistent pick in the solo lane or in the jungle at all, I don't think. Osiris is going to be A+ for me. Wave clear and wave sustain. Death's Toll got buffed. Osiris basically is permanent sustain from Death's Toll. It's a little broken, I think. Maybe over time people will realize it and start to exploit it a little bit. Poseidon, I'm going to put in A tier. Moved up a lot, actually. Poseidon was like never played because of actives. But now Poseidon gets played more for the consistent wave clear. The level 1 wave clear, level 2, level 3, whatever. You'll see it more. Plus, people are burning actives a lot right now, mainly trying to maintain the aggressive wave clear, the aggression in the jungle. There's a lot of things to fight over. Fire creeps, buffs, mid camps, the oracles at the Gold Fury. People are really liking to invade and fight on the gold side of the map now, rather than on the speed side of the map. So I think Poseidon is more than likely going to be involved in most of those fights, and having the wave clear will be important. Ra, A+ tier. Healing isn't as nasty, but his heal now gives protections, which is awesome for a team fight. If you can use it, he still does a shit ton of damage from outside the fight. You will see some Ra, 100%.
You must be lit if you don't think Janice is SS fam pie.
We're not using SS, so if you haven't been here since the beginning, don't comment. SS is not in this tier list. We're pretending it's not fucking there, because there's just no reason for SS, S+, S, and S-. That's just fucking stupid. Anyway. On Raijin, I don't like Raijin. I think somebody's still gonna be playing Raijin because they haven't moved on at all for whatever reason. Falcozoid, thank you for the 2 months. But yeah, people haven't moved on past the Raijin phase of wave clear. But the wave clear in this god can be matched by gods like Poseidon and fucking even Agni and shit like that. And Isis, you can match it and then have the other strategy outside of just wave clear, where Raijin really isn't doing well in team fights and hasn't been for a long time. Rama still has wave clear. I'm going to put him in A+, just does well in the dual lane in terms of wave clear. Rat, I think, is a high priority pick. I'm in between A+ and S-. I'm going to throw him in S- for right now because I think solo laners will play a little bit of Rat. I think junglers will play a little bit of Rat. And it's mainly because at level 1, you've got Bluestone and Bumbas if you want to. And then you don't have to buy your fucking boots. So at any point in time, whenever you can buy your boots, your tier 2 boots, whatever, you have those, what is it, Acorn, not your boots. You can buy your Acorn from outside the base. So you'll have your Acorn, you'll have Bumbas, and you'll have Bluestone. When the other teammate, or the other person on the other team, the junglers, the solos, just have their regular starter items, no boots, whatever they start with. And I think that's going to be really valuable in a lot of the early game and something to look for. Raven, A+. Still does fine in lane, still has pretty good clear, has the early aggression. Most of the warriors really didn't get affected too much, kind of stayed where they were. Scylla, I am in between where I want to put Scylla. I'm going to put Scylla in A- right now. Wave clear isn't there for Scylla, but you make it past the wave clear and you're fine. I think there's going to be somebody, maybe a stealth out there that loves Scylla. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody will play it. I think Surkhet is going to be S- because of the Bluestone start. So Surkhet can insta-clear a lot of the camps right now. Wally of Jericho, thank you for the sub. So with Bluestone, Surkhet can almost one-shot the fire creeps, back harpies, you dumpster them, and then team fight-wise early game, if you get a double taunt and a 1 on somebody, on the 2 of them that you double taunt, you're gonna fucking destroy them. They'll be at like 40% health both, and then you can auto them, your teammates can hit them. I think the Bluestone really brings Surkhet back into the meta a teeny bit. And because healing is actually pretty good, even though it received a nerf, the items make healers more prominent. Gods like Chunga, Sylvanas, shit like that. You might see some Surkhet into those picks. Scotty, I don't like Scotty. Scotty's super bugged right now, so we really don't know where Scotty's at. I'm just throwing him into A- because somebody like Team Money or somebody's going to play that shit. Sobek, I think, is pretty damn good, but his wave clear isn't great, so I'm going to throw him in A+ as a support. Soul had the nerf. Haven't seen too much Soul. Still think she has potential. I'm going to throw her in A. Okay, can I not put it in A? And we'll just see kind of how that plays out. Doesn't have crazy rotations and crazy ability to box, but still has the wave clear, which is nice. Wukong is going to be A tier. Still has wave clear. Will get out pressured early, which kind of sucks a little teeny bit. Susanoo, I'm throwing into S-. We're going to see a lot of junglers in S- because I feel like I know them a little bit better than I know a lot of the other picks right now. Susanoo with Bluestone actually has an early game. Susanoo's early game sucked dick forever, and now he has an early game because of one change. Bumba's being 500 gold and getting Bluestone. You'll see Susanoo a shit ton. And then Heartseeker being on Susanoo, Hydra's being on Susanoo. All that shit is going to be disgusting. Promise you. Sylvanas, S+. Automatically wins you the dual lane if you have Sylvanas. Healing is actually still really good and really annoying. Teamfight is great. Not too drastically different. Terra might be seen a little bit less. I don't know where I want to put her yet. I haven't seen her enough to give just a great opinion. I'm going to throw her in A+. Healing isn't too drastically changed. The ult is still fucking annoying. She's still great. More than likely, she's going to end up here in S or S-, but for right now, I'm throwing her in A+. Morgan is broken as fuck. Morgan's going into S+. She could be any god at any time with a fuck ton of burst damage. You build her bruiser out of the jungle, and she's great. Good to go. Thor, S-. Bluestone start. It's Thor. Thor's not going anywhere. You'll see Thor. Thoth, broken as fuck, but not too broken to get banned every game. Adding the stun to Thoth's dash is just, I don't know where it came from. I don't know who thought of it. I don't know why they thought of it, but it's fucking disgusting. Thoth went from having to use the 2 to really clear early to have a decent clear in wave to being able to just have the 2-dash as an aggressive play. You can set up your junglers on Thoth, which is ridiculous to think.
Sorry to interrupt, but 3 months is my longest committed relationship ever, so I had to share.
Thank you very much, NPC, for the 3 months. And if that's true, we need to work on your relationships. But anyway, Thoth being able to set up your jungler is disgusting. Early game, Thoth sets up the jungler. Late game, everyone else sets up Thoth. Thoth can still one-shot people. Most people aren't building that new mage item that makes other mages not able to one-shot them because it's way too situational. Even when in the game the other team has a Thoth, like, what are the odds that that thing is going to save me over and over and over again? Pretty fucking low. So basically people are not committing to that. Tier, I think, is still fine. Pretty good. Going to be seen a little bit more than a lot of these gods in A. So I'm going to throw him an A+. His wave clear is still just fine. His early game is pretty good ever since the change. I think Ul is pretty damn good. Putting him in A+. Wave clear, aggression. If Heartseeker was an item for Ul, I think you might be able to jungle Ul, honestly, in this meta. It's kind of ridiculous. Vamana has amazing wave clear, level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And the ability to push into the other jungle, which is what you're looking for from your solo laners. So you'll see some Vamana. Vulcan, A tier. People are playing Vulcan before Worlds, during Worlds, whatever. Vulcan will get played a teeny bit. It's not terrible. It's not great. You have the lane pressure, which is what you're looking for. Xbalanque, I'm throwing down an A-. Going to be somebody that likes to play Xbalanque, but doesn't have the wave clear and the aggression to be a consistent pick. Xingtian, pretty similar to Xbalanque. Not crazy wave clear. Somebody's going to like to play Xingtian either in support or solo. Maybe even in the jungle, because I think Guardians can be played in the jungle. Maybe Xingtian is that secret fucking weapon for some jungler. Ymir, I'm putting an S-. In the jungle, maybe in solo, definitely in support. Ymir can be played. I've been talking about that Guardian build with Athena. Athena is fucking nasty with the build. Ymir is even grosser because if you're positioning well and your team is behind you, Ymir just fucks shit up. It's insane. You lack in the mobility, but you're just the setup and the fucking fact that you can be as tanky as you are for so cheap. It's amazing. Zeus, I think we'll see a little bit more Zeus because of the wave clear, the aggression, and we saw Energy and some other people build Zeus tanky and make it work. I think that's going to be a new consistent thing that we see. Zhonghui, I think, can be played in this meta, actually, with a lot of the items. And you're going to have people experimenting, especially in this first split. So you'll see some Zhonghui played a decent amount. So this is the full tier list, all the way from S+ down to C. As we said, we skipped SS. We weren't doing that. We're just looking at S+ and down to C. These gods will be banned all the time. These gods will make it through a lot of the picks and bans and be played almost every game. These gods will be played a fuck ton. Will more than likely make it through almost all the picks and bans, so on and so forth, all the way down. Simple as that. That is our patch. Fucking new tier list thing for Season 4. If you have any questions, I'm going to throw this on YouTube, and you'll be able to ask them down there. I explained everything to the best of my ability. I don't know every god, and that's just how it's going to be. And remember, this is kind of an assumption / a guess, and we'll just see how it plays out going into Season 4.